Let's rise for our graduates. Like this is fine. Hey, thank you all. Hey, let's give our graduates a hand. You all can have a seat. You all can have a seat. Everybody. Yes, girl. You know I hear you. You know I hear you. we're going to get rolling. My bad, too. You know, we were doing that communal postponement. Hey, you don't know nothing about that. My name is Ramsey. I'm going to get us moving a little bit here. This is our, every time I do these things, you know, sometimes I got a bad reputation. They say, man, Ramsey, you be getting to the graduates too quick, but you don't thank enough people. And they give me these long lists of folks to thank. And, you know, I come out of, boy, a black church. I come out of a black schools my whole life. So, you know, I'm so used to the long thank you. So when I got free of that, but I'm going to slow down just a little bit because, man, when you get this many people in the room, you don't do it by yourself. And so I wanted to make sure I thank the SOAR office, Dr. Patterson's crew for pulling things together, getting us here. The Office of Student Affairs, Miriam, I see you. I know you deal with me too much, asking all your people to do stuff that they shouldn't be doing for me, but I appreciate it. Kimmel Belonging and Engagement Hub, the Black Graduation Celebration Planning Committee, special shout out, I don't know, he's somewhere working, but we got this young man named Isaac, and he is pulling us together in all kinds of ways, and I'm really thankful to him. Every single year, the Vice Chancellor of ADEI, she gave us the money to get started on this. And every single year she pulls me and says, hey, don't call me out. Don't thank me. And every single year I break VC Harris's rule and thank her still. Thank you for carrying us this far, good sister. We really appreciate it. Hey, I get to do this one a little quicker, but I do wanted to give a shout out to our chancellor and the senior leadership. And the senior leadership for us includes the provost here. It includes our deans. I saw a couple of field of deans here today. And we wanted to thank all of them for helping to get you graduates here. And I'm gonna get to you in 2 seconds, graduates, but first I'm gonna just give a shout to to BFSA. They are on this row here. These are my colleagues in BFSA, Black Faculty Staff Association, and some are over there. And there we go. But graduates, I'll say this. I will give your parents a shout by telling you all this. In 1928, Zora Neale Hurston wrote this essay. I hear you, Sister Hall. Zora Neale Hurston wrote an essay in 1928, and she was very surprised. Let me tell you, 1928, you know, boy, it was some struggles for Black people in 1928. But she wrote an essay, and she talked about how surprised and confused she was. Let me pause again and say a lot of Black people were upset about what was happening to Black people in 1928. But in 1928, Zora Neale Hurston said she was confused, surprised, and the word she used was astonished. She said, I can't believe through all this Jim Crow racism, white supremacy, said there are people who would deny themselves the opportunity to be around Black folks. I can't believe it. I'm astonished, is what she said. And I always understood her, but I felt it a little bit more when you all walked in. And I'm at a good position here. You all can see it because you were walking in and faced this way. But I got to look that way. And boy, when I tell you all, your family and your friends, they are so proud of you all. And I wish you could see that because you would understand how Hurston understood in 28 and how I understand today, boy. It's astonishing that people would deny themselves the opportunity to hang with these good Black folks. So thank you all for that. You won't believe this, but this is our 19th Black graduation. 19th. I'm not gonna go a long time on how we got here, but I will say that I always want you all to think, graduates, that in 2000, well, I'm about to show my age. In 2003, when I started here, as a young pup, it don't crack. I started here in 2003 as a young pup, and when I got here, people just like you came to me and said, hey, we want a Black graduation. And I didn't know anything then, so I thought I could make it happen. So I asked and was promptly told no. And then I said, well, in 2004, I'm gonna come back bigger and better. And I came back and asked again, and it didn't work. I asked several times. Anyway, about 10, 15 years later, it came together. And I mention it every time because I want you all to think about it. When I talk to the students who had asked for it in 2003 and 4 and 5 and didn't get it, and I see them in the streets and I tell them how we're having one now for you all, you would expect them to be upset, but they are never upset. They always say, like, we're so happy for them. We're so thankful that you all are getting to recognize them as they do. And so I say it with a lot of pride. I say it with a lot of stuff on my shoulders when I say we do this for you all, and we really hope that you all take it as an honor, a way to honor you. It's the smallest thing we could do for what you all have done to make this university a much better place. Every year, we have, and I keep saying we because you all know we wouldn't be here without Dr. Patterson. So thank you, Dr. Patterson, for getting us here. Every year, Patterson and I try to ask a speaker, someone in faculty or staff, where they come say a few words. And this year we did the same thing. We asked somebody to come say a few words. And it was interesting because this guy is known around campus as just one of the hardest working people at the university. Now, he will tell you on his formal things that he's associate professor and chair of the Department of Education Leadership. He brings a wealth of practical expertise to his scholarly work. He looks at diversity, equity, inclusion in higher ed, with a very specific focus on religious diversity on college campuses. And every Sunday morning at St. John's United Church of Christ in St. Louis, you can find him co-teaching the Bible study. Or you can find him. But what he didn't tell you, which I think is very important, a few years ago, somebody said, we're going to do photos, those most likely photos. So they did a photo. They said, hey, best dressed. And they called in the person who was best dressed. So Patterson came in and took her photo. They said, who's the most likely to read a Toni Morrison book 3 times in one day? And so they called in my colleagues, Liz Callie and Tisha Brooks. They took their photo. They said, who's the most likely to get gone off on by students? I came in and took my photo. We sat around waiting for that person to come in. Who is the hardest working person at SIUE? We sat and waited. And finally, they told me, hey, go call him. So I called Snipes and said, Snipes, we taking photos for most hardest working person at SIUE. And he said, I can't make it to the photo because I'm somewhere working. We're going to have good brother JT Snipes say a few words to our graduates.
Thank you, Howard. I don't know if I'm the hardest working, but I try. So good afternoon, class of 2025. Yes, y'all can clap for yourselves. I want y'all to help me out for a second and to take a deep breath. And take a moment. Look around you. No, really, look around. Y'all look around. Let the faces you see hold you for longer than a second than you normally would. Let the sound of your name waiting to be called, echo a little deeper in your chest. You've made it. You're here. Yes. And not just here, as in your seated chair, dressed in all black. Y'all look good. But you're here as in the present. You're alive. A whole person. Or maybe a whole person healing. We'll speak about myself. As in carrying everything that tried to stop you. Everything that tried to silence you. And still walking forward anyway. I'm short, so I need to lower this. I just realized I could break it down instead of standing on my tippy toes. I want to begin by saying I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of us. Because while today is your day, make no mistake about it, it's your day. It's also our day collectively. Every graduate here, you're a story, but also a village, a memory, or a prayer by someone you may never meet. And if I'm being honest with you today, because you deserve honesty for sure, I wasn't sure what I could offer to this group. You all already hold so much within you, so many experiences. You survived a pandemic, global pandemic. You survived an election that felt like an existential threat. You survived the quiet cost of being Black in spaces that weren't always built for you. But you're thriving. So no, I don't stand before you with any answers, but I do come with some questions, with some wonderings, with some stories. And maybe if we walk through them together, we can uncover something sacred. You know, lately I've been thinking a lot about the moment we're in. It feels like we're always asked to keep moving, faster, harder, more, produce, perform, be perfect. Even celebrations, if I'm honest, at times can feel like labor. But something in me is resisting that rhythm. And so I've been reaching backwards, listening for whispers, listening for the voices of those who walked before us. And that's how I found myself with the Sankofa bird. Sankofa, a word from the Akan language of Ghana, means to go back and fetch it, to return to what was lost or what has been forgotten. It is often shown as a bird with its head turned towards its feet, turned towards its back, but its feet still walking forward. Isn't that something? To move forward with memory, to dream with your roots showing, to carry history like a lantern and not a weight. And so I stand and so I started to look back, and maybe you will too. Not to live in the past, but to live through it, to make sense of it now. When I look back historically, I see Du Bois, who left the noise of the world to write with clarity and with fire. I see Zora Neale Hurston, Ramsey, collecting stories like sacred seeds, letting rest and rhythm guide her. I see James Baldwin, who exiled himself just to breathe a little bit. And from that breath, he gave us thunder. I see Audre Lorde, who carved out rest, not as a retreat, not as selfishness, but as a reclamation of self. And humbly, I see myself trying to learn that rest is not something we earn by doing enough, but something we deserve simply because we are human. See, that's where I invite my friend Trisha Hersey to meet me in this tender, vulnerable space. In Rest is Resistance, she says, rest is a balm, a portal, a healing space for dreaming. She reminds us that we're not machines, that the systems we move through, these institutions, these expectations, are often more invested in our productivity than our possibility. But if we return to ourselves, we begin to remember. We remember that rest is not laziness, but a lineage. It's Sabbath, it's storytelling, it's listening to our ancestors in the quiet. And maybe right now, that's the most radical dream we can have, to imagine a future that doesn't grind us into dust. To imagine that success isn't measured by exhaustion. To imagine a world in which Blackness isn't something we must defend, but something that we can rest inside of. So no, I'm not going to tell you to hustle harder. I won't tell you never give up. without telling you to sit down somewhere and rest and weep and laugh and hopefully eat something good. I will ask you gently, what would it look like to move through this world rooted in care? What if we honored the brilliant stillness as much as we honor the motion of hustling? What if we stopped to gather what's behind us? Our grandmother's songs, our father's soft lessons, our own younger selves before we charge ahead. Today, you stand at the edge of a new beginning. The world is going to ask you to rush, but maybe, just maybe instead, we can go together, slowly, intentionally, carrying with us everything we need: memory, rest, community. Let us dream, but let us also remember as we dream. Let us go back and fetch what is ours. And in doing so, we may build something more, something whole, something beautiful, more of us. Congratulations to the class of 2025. I see you, I honor you, and I walk with you. Thank you.
Boy, I tell you, that's nice, man. I love it. Before we do my grad, I'm gonna call one of my colleagues out, Dr. Atkins. Um, it's interesting how perspective works because I'm standing here, but then when I sit, I can see this front row in front of me, and there's this young man here, boy. I don't know what I was about to tell him. No, the graduates up here, you got to sit because I know he got here. I know you got here yesterday. I don't know what you we gonna. I've talked to Atkins. We're gonna find a way to keep you here. We ain't letting you graduate. You just got here. We're gonna do just before we call the names. I'm gonna say this to you. Um, and by the way, this is a Black graduation, so when they at the other graduation, I think they're gonna tell your family and friends, behave when we call the names. But you don't have to. You can say whatever you want when they come on the stage. You can do that here. Hey, there you go. Look, she brought her fan. She know how to do it too. I be trying anyway. I was thinking that I was talking to my homegirl Cindy Reed earlier. Boy, I thought I had lived my life until I moved to this area and I started going to the graduations in East St. Louis. And boy, they taught me something. Cause I see people get celebrated. And it makes me think about my man Cherry, and this is the point I want to make. I was talking to Daryl Cherry about this earlier in the year. This is our 19th Black graduation, and I'm gonna tell you something. This is the year, though, for all kind of reasons, I worry if they would even let us have it. Or better yet, let me say it like this. This is the year I worried that would they let me call it Black graduation. Because I'm that dude probably want to just keep calling it Black graduation. Because if I get to naming it, then I'm going to name it, okay? Anyway, but just in case, at the end here, Patterson's going to call the name. By the way, I'm moving up because Patterson remind me every year, Ramsey, this is why we can't let you get on the microphone. She's going to call the names. And after the names called, every time I come back and I ask you all, I say, graduates, we're going to send you all. Somebody from SIEU is going to come to you and ask you for a donation. And every year the students pull me aside and they go off on me. We done paid too much for the parking tickets. Why you asking? Okay, I got you. But what we done, I said, okay, I got you on that. So after you all pass, I'm gonna call your name. You're gonna take a little photo, and my grad students are right over there for you. And what I've done is I gotten some books for you. And I know you're tired of reading books. Get it for your little cousin them. So grab a book for your cousin, your kinfolk, or someone and give it to them and take it as a gift from African American Literary Studies to you. All right? So pick one up. Dr. Patterson gonna come up and read the name for you.
This is that season that you worked so hard for, against challenges that you had no idea you were built to overcome. While it might look like it is the end of something, this really is just your beginning. Y'all stay strong. You got this. Let's give these graduates one more round of applause. Congratulations to you. Alexis Allen, Bachelor's of Science, Exercise Science major. Kayla Arnold, Bachelor's of Science, Speech, Language, Pathology, and Audiology. Anijah Behringer, Nursing major, Bachelor's of Science. Camille Brown, Elementary Education major, Bachelor's of Science. Rena Bryant, Bachelor's of Science, Science. Sierra Buckley, Integrative Studies, Bachelor's of Science. Sydney Cal, Exercise Science, Bachelor's of Science. Mizaya Chambers, Bachelor's of Social Work, minor psychology. Cambria Childress, Bachelor's of Science, nursing major. Shakea Clark, Bachelor's of Fine Arts, Arts and Design. Jayla Crawford, Bachelor's of Science, Accountancy major. Voldy Dejumba, Bachelor's of Science, Business Administration. Oyemi Ifunkoye, Bachelor's of Science, Construction Management. Lisa Farrell, Bachelor's of Arts, Studio Art. David Gaines, Exercise Science, Bachelor's of Science. Peyton Gamble, Mass Communications major. Janaea Gant, Accountancy major, Bachelor's of Science. Asia Gray, Bachelor's of Science, Exercise. Chloe Hatcher, Psychology major, Bachelor's of Science. Amina Haynes, Biological Science major, Bachelor's of Science. Shayla Hill, Bachelor's of Science, Applied Communication major. Gabriel Hobson, Psychology major, Bachelor's of Science. Jayla Hollins, Sociology major, Bachelor's of Science. Honor Holmes, Bachelor's of Science, Business Administration major. Anise Huddleston, Bachelor's of Science, Business Administration major. Iretome Adowa, Bachelor's of Science, Mechatronics and Robotics Engineering major. Colette Jackson, Nursing major, Bachelor's of Science. Nakia Tanky, Nursing major, Bachelor's of Science. Niarte Kino, Computer Science major. Anaya Lyons, Bachelor's of Science, Psychology major. Jabali Mahatuka, Liberal Studies major, Bachelor's of Science. Jasmine McGarry, Criminal Justice major, Bachelor's of Science. Isaiah McNeese, Civil Engineering major, Bachelor's of Science. Sierra McNiff, Bachelor's of Science, Business Administration. Jamar Moore, Bachelor's of Science, Elementary Education major. Kristen Moore, Bachelor's of Science, Psychology major. Lauren Morgan, Criminal Justice major, Bachelor's of Science. Oliva Mukanya, Bachelor's of Science, Business Administration. Joy Norte, Bachelor of Science, Business Administration. Cyan Oates, Bachelor's of Science, Applied Communication Studies. Ryan O.B., Bachelor's of Science, Business Administration major. Urena Onoa, Bachelor's of Science, Nursing major. Alondra Parham, Bachelor's of Science, Political Science major. Elizabeth Pearson, Criminal Justice Studies, Bachelor's of Science. Ashley Perry, Exercise Science, Bachelor's of Science. Khalil Plez, Exercise Science, Bachelor's of Science. Alexis Price, Criminal Justice Studies, Bachelor's of Science. Janelle Rose, Criminal Justice Studies, Bachelor's of Science. Kenyatta Simpson, Early Childhood Education, Bachelor's of Science. Anaja Singletary, Nursing major, Bachelor's of Science. Isaac Sly Lindsay Jr., Music major, Bachelor's. DeMarco Smith, Accountancy major, Bachelor's of Science. Najee Spellman, Nursing major, Bachelor's of Science. Quyanta Stepney, Early Childhood, Quitian, Early Childhood Education. Dejanay Taylor, Criminal Justice major, Bachelor's of Science. Alisa Walker, Nursing major, Bachelor's of Science. Ulela Condensi, Nursing major, Bachelor's of Science. They got two names on this card. Brittany Wallace, Nursing major. Heaven Watkins, Criminal Justice major, Bachelor's of Science. Sky Watson, Art and Design, Bachelor's of Fine Arts. Deja Williams, Psychology major, Bachelor's of Science. Jasmine Zurita, Computer Science major, Bachelor's of Arts. Gerard Hadua, Finance major, Business Administration, Bachelor's of Science. Athena Williams, Psychology major, Bachelor's of Science. Raven Eskridge, Bachelor's of Science, Business Administration. That concludes our Bachelor's of Arts and Science degrees, and our next candidates are master's degree candidates. Abdullah, Industrial Engineering, Masters of Science. Earl Abradu, Applied Communication Studies, Masters of Arts. Emmanuel Aqua, Music major, Master of Music. Bukola Edukola, Public Health, Masters in Public Health. Oyelawar Oyela Ogabi Abka, Masters of Science, Management Information Systems. Bernice Akins, Masters of Science, Major Geography. Shay Okoko, Chemistry Major, Master of Science. Mohammed Aliyu, Mechanical Engineering Major, Master's of Miracle Andrew, Mechanical Engineering Major, Masters of Science. Lawrence Opo Dedzi, Communication Major, Masters of Arts. Joseph Bethel, Industrial Engineering, Masters of Science. Susanna Blankson, Management Information Systems, Master of Science. Clara Chalibi, Mathematics Major, Masters of Science. Akosa Kobina, Industrial Engineering Major, Masters of Science. Mary Denzo, Chemistry Major, Master of Science. Catherine Dawn, Applied Communication Studies, Masters of Arts. Andrew Doncor, Applied Communication Studies, Masters of Arts. Main Price Essuman, Biological Sciences, Masters of Science. Emmanuel Federi, Pharmaceutical Studies, Masters of Science. Hayana Ulawa Fatumbi, Geography Major, Master of Science. Praise Fawihinmi, Pharmaceutical Sciences, Master of Science. Desmond Fasuhinme, Geography Major, Master of Science. Aaliyah Gillespie, Business Administration Major, Master's Business Administration. Godfred Giamma, Industrial Engineering, Master of Science. Danielle Hall, English major, Master of Arts. Leslie Harden, Integrative Studies, Masters of Science. Celestine Steffens, Diversity and Equity in Education major, Masters of Science in Education. Confidence, AP. Environmental Sciences, Master of Science. Grace Ikudahemnu, Accountancy major, Masters of Science in Accountancy. Glory Keto, Civil Engineering major, Masters of Science. Dennis Porke, Environmental Sciences, Master of Science. Jonathan Hargu, Accountancy major, Master of Science. Victoria Magabaola, Applied Communication Studies, Masters of Arts. Aspi Ito, Civil Engineering major, Masters of Science. Superior Claire Mbata, Curriculum and Instruction major, Masters of Science in Education. Joshua Mensah, Industrial Engineering major, Masters of Science. Marianne Musser, Public Health, Masters of Public Health. Mansurat Natsiru, Biological Sciences, Master of Science. Tin Charles Obozar, Mechanical Engineering, Master of Science. Tochukwu Ogukuchu, Industrial Engineering major, Master of Science. Buluwatafe Ojawande, Social Work major, Master of Science. Glory Ormoli, Public Health major, Masters in Public Health. Caleb Otaville, Public Health major, Masters in Public Health. Richard Owansana, Environmental Sciences, Master of Science. Marianne Sunny, Environmental Science, Master of Science. Mariah Scott, Business Administration major, Masters in Business Administration. Hillary Ukuwicha, Computer Science Engineering, Electrical Engineering, Masters of Science. Philip Vincent, Industrial Engineering, Master of Science. Antara Yahaya, Management Information Systems, Master of Science. Yasser Yusuf, Civil Engineering major, Master of Science. Chikabuwa Agwawa, Environmental Science, Master of Science. That concludes our candidates for master's degrees. Our next candidates are doctorate degrees. Christopher Debo, nursing practice, nurse practitioner. Dr. Sierra Jethro, major, nursing practice, Doctor of Nursing. Dr. Dorian Morgan, Doctor of Pharmacy, major pharmacy. Let's give our candidates for graduation one more hand.
Yeah, y'all did. Boy, she didn't say doctor, did she? Look, hold on, where your hair is? Look how young they're making the doctors these days, boy. Goodness. While we doing these last photos, I'm gonna, I know I introduced them and I gave them a shout, but I'm gonna say it one more time because a couple of the good sisters said to me, they said, Dag, I ain't even meet the Black professors and staff when they were here. So right on that row of Black faculty and staff. So those of you who didn't get to meet them when you were, make sure you introduce yourself after. They might hang for a second so you can catch up with them. Let's before we give our graduates a hand again, boy, thank you so much. Patterson does these names every year. Thank you, Patterson. Boy, I was thinking about the blues. You know, sometimes they say you got to make deals with somebody to do stuff. And so some years ago when Patterson and I proposed a Black graduation, the university agreed, but they also said we had to do a couple of things in return. So I'm gonna do those things now. One of the things we had to do is to tell you graduates, you came to the Black graduation. I'm contractually obligated to tell you, you got to go to the other one too, okay? So don't get me in trouble. Go to the other graduation. Go to the main graduation. I'm gonna call it that. The other thing I have to do is on behalf of the alumni, and I'm glad to do this. It's gonna be, boy, they probably gonna wait a month, maybe 2 or 3 months. Then they're gonna call you. So you're gonna see it on your phone. It's gonna be SIUE. Don't trip. They're gonna ask you to make a contribution to the university. And I hope you'll think about it. My dad, why y'all laughing? Come on, y'all. I know. You don't put a lot of money into the place. But let me tell you who is going towards. It's going to that younger version of yourself. I got some of my boy back in the day when I was little, I used to hang out at the bus stop and I said, man, I wish I had a bigger family so I could stunt at the bus stop. And I finally got to SIUE and I got them here. I got so many family here. And so the donation y'all gonna give is gonna be for your younger version of yourself. And as long as I'm here, as long as Patterson here, we're gonna always go advocate that those resources go to the people. So I just hope you'll consider it, all right? Don't shoot the message, I'm telling you. I just want you all to do that. Parents, let's give these wonderful, 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 wonderful graduates one more hand. So you all are going to be free to go, parents, and we got some refreshments out here, and your person will be there in 2 seconds, but Howard Ash is here. He likes to do a photo with all of you graduates. So tell us where you want to go. Okay. Yeah. So graduates, you all gonna migrate just over there. He's gonna take your photo. Thank you all so much for coming.